In this video, we're going to look at setting up and using custom gadgets in PureVision. So if we start PureVision, if we select Forms from the menu bar and select Display Custom Gadgets, we'll see another toolbar that will show us up to 6 custom gadgets that we can add to PureVision. Now if we open up the PureVision folder and go under Custom, there's a file called Template. If we look at that, that is the bare bones code needed to set up a custom gadget. Now for this example, we're going to insert the gadget at position 5 on the toolbar. So to do that, we'll rename Custom 1 Gadget to Custom 5 Gadget. Now we're going to give it a name. We're going to call it My String Gadget. So we're going to create a custom gadget that's based on PureVision or PureBasic's string gadget. We're going to use the default settings, and under General, if we look at the help file in PureVision, we'll go to Gadget Creator, Custom Gadgets, and if we scroll down, we'll see how to access the properties window, which is this window here. Now any flag that's set to true, that's set to a 1, the user will have access to that field. So if we look at our code, for our custom string gadget, we want the user to be able to modify the ID name. So we'll set the first flag to 1. And we want the user to be able to edit the display text. So if we look at our chart here, display text is 1, 2, 3. The third flag. So 1, 2, 3. And we also want some flags for this gadget. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Field number 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's all we want the user to be able to have access to. Now for our custom string gadget, we'll use the default 10-10 position when the gadget is placed on the form. We want it to have a width of 120 pixels and a height of 20 pixels. We also want to set a limit. The number of characters that you can type into the text display field. We want to set that to, we'll set it to 8. And because we haven't set a flag for that for the user to modify this field, it'll always be a limit of 8 and the user cannot change that. Now for flags, a regular string gadget has a number of flags. We're just going to use 2 flags. We're going to use the uppercase flags. So what we want to appear in the flag list, that's what we'll put under flag. So we'll use uppercase. Now the PureBasic flag for an uppercase is PB string uppercase. Now this is a predefined constant for PureBasic, so we can use this, but if you were using your own custom constant, you would put it in here. And then you'd put what the actual string or actual number value of this constant is. Now for the PB string uppercase flag in PureBasic, the actual number is 8, so we'll put in 8. Now we'll have one more flag. So we'll copy this part and the next flag we're going to use is, we'll use read only. And the PureBasic flag for that is read only, and the actual constant value is 2048. Okay, so this is what we set up here. Now to make this flag limit work, we're going to have to actually add some code in this limit field here. So that, we'll type in limit. So this tells PureVision to add this piece of code in when it generates the source code for this gadget. So we're going to save this as, well, let's find our PureVision custom folder. And we're going to call this custom 5 because it's going into slot 5. So we'll save that. Let's close this. Now we'll restart PureVision. Now if we look, we notice slot number 5 has our custom gadget now, and it's called My String Gadget. So if I click this, it puts in a placeholder for our custom gadget that we've defined to start at position 1010 with a width of 120 pixels and a height of 20 pixels. And if we look over here, there's our hard-coded text field limit, which is 8. This is the default name of our gadget, so we'll call it, since we can edit this now, so we'll call it My String Gadget, and we'll type in hello, and we'll set a flag for uppercase. So when we export the code for this, and we look under our window, we'll notice that it's written in the name of our gadget, our custom gadget, which is My String Gadget. It's put in the flags that we selected, it's put in the text field, and it's put in the code to set a maximum length of our hard-coded number, which is 8. Now, of course, if we run this, if we compile this, it's not going to work because we don't actually have a My String Gadget function. So for this example, just close this. One last thing we'll need to do is we're going to need to inject some code for this to work. And we can do this by selecting our main form, and then we'll go to code inject, and there's a special field for custom includes, and any includes added here will be injected into the constant folder. So these includes will always be available whenever your source code is exported. So we're going to set up a custom include, and we're going to call it My String Gadget. And we're going to just do a little magic here with a macro. Macro. And we're going to call it My String Gadget. D, X, Y, width, height, and flag. And for this, we're going to use PureBasic's real string gadget function. So we're going to put that in. Oh, we got a little spell mistake up here. Okay. So we will save this. Now when we export, it's going to include this custom code in our constant file. So if I go export it, if we look at our constants, we've noticed that it's added this macro in. So when it comes across my string gadget, it's going to substitute a real string gadget. So if I compile this, and you'll notice it has a hard-coded limit of 8 characters, which we've added in our code. And because we use the uppercase flag, all our text will be in uppercase. So that's how we add in a custom gadget. One last thing we might want to do is, so that we can identify this a little better, close up PureVision, and we'll go to our picture folder. Now we have an icon here, and we're going to use this icon to represent our custom gadget. So we'll copy this over to our custom folder, and because it's part of our custom 5 gadget, we're going to call this custom 5. So now when we start PureVision, see we have a custom icon for our custom gadget. So that's how we add and use a custom gadget in PureVision.